So I thought we'd take a look at the Pra Somdej Chang Luang Wijan, head of the Changsip Mu artisans, of course from Somdej Papudajanto from Rangsi, Wat Rakang Sitaram. This one very rare, all very rare, but this one is a Pim Jarod Sum. You can see here the top of the amulet, the Pragesa or the Pragate is almost like a little lotus bud and wobbles, which makes it even more rare as Gate Iang, and touches the top of the arch instead of piercing through the top as a Gate Talutsum. Also very rare, but for 10 Gate Talutsum you might find, which you'd be lucky to find one in a lifetime, but I do find them, as people know. You might find one Gate Jarod Sum, a bit like the amulets, the Rien Jaran Pon coin of Lumbu Tim, the Jaran Pon Bon. You will find 5 times as often as the Jaran Pon Lang, or the Pim Siento. You will find 5 times as often as the Pim Sien Leg, or 10 times as often. And it's the same with this. The Pim Jarod Sum is much rarer, and you can see it has a more straight torso, so it's Okgabok, not the Okkrut or Okwi. Some people will call Okwi. And this one is Long Rak Chat Jean Boran with ancient red lacquer. You can see some light on it now. You can see the Tag Lang patterns. This will be from the 3rd era. You can see this fossilization effect. You see the corners. They're not square, they're rounded. From the 1st era, they'll be very, very rounded. You can see the Kamod Sum. With this lacquer, usually you will find from the 3rd era, and this particular, the Somdej Wat Rakang, as you can see, most Pim will not be very thick, like a domino. They'll be like a domino. Very, very hard, very, very dense. You see the pieces of Monsan. In the center there you can see a piece of Patat or Hinsilati Kun or Pluak Hoi. It depends what you want to define it as. As long as you know the ingredients, you can recognize the definitive ingredients. There's the photo behind. You can see the Kamod Sum, the wrinkles in the arch, which is a natural sign of aging. You can't really reproduce that. You can see straight away if the wrinkles in the arch have been messed with, if they're fake or not, and these are not. And you can see this line here. This arch touches the side, the border here, whereas on this side it doesn't, which is typical of Wat Rakang and of Changlong Wijan. If I could get in closer without losing clarity, you would see bang, little fine powder forming between the legs. You can see the fossilization here. This calcification, and you can see the little red pieces and the black pieces and the white pieces. in there, even in the arch, and the wobbles here on the edge of the borders of the amulet. This is the photo from the certificate. This is the amulet, which is the same as the photo, but the photo is easier to zoom in on. So my dogs are going crazy in the background. And you can see the Montana and the tan. You can see the tan, yeah. But this side is a bit thicker than this side. This side, the knee, the Jivara robe from the knee to the elbow touches. Yeah, there's a little bit of prasor, very thin, small piece of neck. But this Somdej Jarod here, very, very rare. Very, very rare indeed. So, there you go. We put him back, the Buddha back in there. And just to enjoy a little look at it. This one was just added to ancientamulet.com. It's more expensive slightly than a Pim Jarod because it's much rarer, and actually Thai people would play, as they say, Lin Prat, play with Buddhas, play with amulets, collect amulets at a much higher price than I do them for, to be quite honest. This would be somewhere between $10,000 to $30,000, whereas with me it's they'll be between $1,500 to $2,000 usually, to $2,500 for a authentic certificated Pra Somdej Wat Rakang of Somdej Pim. So if you want to know how much this is, you can go to ancientamulet.com into the Somdej Pim or Wat Rakang or Pra Somdej or the All Amulets section and have a look. I don't really come across this particular Pim very often. And this one is Pristine. It's pristine, as you can see. Let's have a look at the photo. And you can see a bit better there. The pieces inside. But the real thing is, there's nothing like looking at the real thing under the eye loop. But this Pim Jarod here, this makes it really special Pim of the block Changlong Wichan. And actually, I don't remember the exact price, but I do know that it's about 8 times less than what it would be in Thailand, in Tapajan or something like that. And it's not as beautiful as half of the ones they've got, which they certificate their own and nobody else's. They always tell you yours is not right. Anyway, I've already spoken about that story. So, authentic Pra Somdej Pim Jarod, extremely rare, Long Rak Chat Boran Jin, from the 3rd era of Somdej Pim. So probably made about 20 years before the Prat Bilan. So maybe 10 in the last time era of his life. So That's on Spencer for ancientamulet.com and the Buddha Magic Project, and thailandamulet.net, signing off.